Hi, and welcome to another episode of Hot Takes with me, the Silver Fox. Sorry, I'm laughing because I know what's coming. Right now, just hit the like button. Trust me, because you're going to like this one. And while you're hitting the like button, if you're yet to subscribe, hit the subscribe button as well. I'd like to get to 13,000 by the end of the month, and we're so damn close we could do this. Now, this is frankly delusional from Humza Yousaf. This is something you couldn't make it up. It's one of those you couldn't make it up. And if you did make it up, you'd want to take yourself to a doctor's and psychiatrist and get yourself checked out. Because these sort of thoughts aren't good and healthy. Humza Yousaf, and I kid you not, we will look at this. Humza Yousaf says he wants to be a role model for Scotland's young people. No, seriously, this is what he wants. So, hey kids, if you want to grow up to be stupid, delusional, crooked, incompetent, somehow fail upwards until you're found out, be the subject of ridicule, tie yourself very closely with criminals and criminal behaviour, and basically stand on a stage and look like a complete numpty, then sure, Humza Yousaf's your guy. If, however, you want to succeed, please, in the name of God, don't look at him and think, I want to be just like Humza. I'm not kidding. Here goes. Why, I, as Scotland's First Minister, want to be a role model for young people. See, I wasn't kidding. But he surely has to be. He can't be serious, can he? Who on earth would set themselves up to want to be anything close to Humza Yousaf? In an article for the Daily Record, the First Minister reflects on the decision he has made over the past 12 months. Oh, they haven't been good decisions, have they? Every time, the wrong one. And somehow he's still here, but only just, and who knows for how much longer. I think a day of reckoning is definitely approaching very, very quickly. He says, this is him writing. He says, time has flown since I first became First Minister 12 months ago. Every hour of every day in the job is a privilege, an opportunity to make a positive difference for all who live here. Well, if you've got this opportunity to make lives better for everyone, why don't you? Why are you doing the complete opposite and making everything far, far worse? He says, government is always about tough choices. And I hope I've shown that we've made good choices in the toughest of times based on clear values. Nope, you haven't. You haven't shown that at all. What you have shown is that you haven't got a clue what you're doing. And that by the decisions you've made, you've actively harmed people. You've shown that. And I'm not sure it isn't deliberate. He said, in my first budget, I didn't prioritise tax cuts for high earners like the Tories did. Yes, you did. Absolutely, yes, you did. You froze council tax. The ones who benefit from that are the ones that are rich in their big houses. So straight away, bang, lies. Absolute. Straight, he can't help himself, can he? Lies pour out like tea from an urn, don't they? He says, I chose instead to prioritise investment in our NHS, education and other public services. Well, you didn't give it an above inflation rise, so that's a net cut for the NHS and education and all other public services. In fact, everything got a net cut, a real terms cut, with the exception, of course, of independence, you know, because Angus does like to fly around the world. He said, the record investment is reaping rewards. Yes, for the people sitting in the pretendy embassies earning 50,000, 60,000, 70,000 a year, doing sod all, but enjoying themselves marvellously at taxpayers' expense. They certainly are reaping rewards. He said, just this week it was announced that there are more junior doctors joining the NHS than ever before, with GP training programmes filled at 100% for the first time. Yes, but tell the people why your vacancies are at 100% filled. It's because you looked at how many vacancies there were last year, realised most of them would never be filled, and just cut the roles. And you've cut it from 200 and something roles was available last year that couldn't be filled. He said, how many are we likely to fill this year? Oh, maybe 80. Okay, so we'll give ourselves a target of 80. Oh, look, magically you filled them. So cut the shit with the 100%. We all know the truth and you're lying again. Some people in the NHS, some jobs in the NHS have been vacant so long they've actually eradicated the role because they know they will never fill it. That's how bad it is. So cut the cod. He says, with more than 1 million operations cancelled in England due to the ongoing strike action, we've given a fair pay deal to Scotland's hard-working doctors and nurses and other NHS staff to ensure we haven't lost a single day to strikes. No other UK nation can say that. No, but no other UK nation bent the knee to the doctors and offered them straight away their first demand without even saying, well, can we talk about it? You did. You kissed the ring immediately, so you can say that. But look at the cost. Billions of pounds. Billions. And that, of course, is why you haven't got any staff. You've got no more money left over to hire and get new staff. So again, cut the crap. And also, if you're going to be talking about cancelled operations, sure, maybe 1 million operations were cancelled in England. Maybe. How many were cancelled in Scotland? And now do the per capita base. And let me tell you now, when you're looking, instead of straight numbers, but looking at a per capita base, Scotland's worse. You know it, I know it, everybody knows it. Stop spinning, you'll get dizzy. Humza. He says, we've worked with councils to deliver fully funded council tax freeze next year. Quite clearly, an absolute lie, a fully funded council tax rise would have been in the order of £1 billion. Shona's managed around 200 million, a fifth of what is actually the fully funded amount. And that, again, was only achievable by absolutely paring to beyond the bone, actually cutting the meat away now from all the budgets. And we did a video first thing this morning, all the care for vulnerable people being decimated, people being fired left, right and centre, facilities closed. And yet he says it's a good thing. It is a good thing if you happen to be rich Billy down the road in your £10 million house and going, woohoo, no council tax rise this year. Aha, that's probably a couple of £100 a month. Let's go and buy some more champagne and celebrate. Glug, glug, glug. Meanwhile, poor old Sally sitting there in a 2-bed council house with 3 kids, sitting there going, well, I'll never pay council tax anyway. It makes no difference to me. But at least the millionaires are rich. He said, we've increased investment in the game-changing Scottish child payment, which is helping families in every part of Scotland. Again, they wanted it up to 30. They didn't get it to where they needed it. It was put up a little bit, just as a sop. Recent analysis estimates around 100,000 children will be kept out of poverty thanks to this policy. But how many are you putting in? Especially with the rise in duty, not on duty, in the minimum unit price of alcohol. That will increase. He says that's a significant achievement at any time, but even more so when many children are being pushed into poverty thanks to cruel Westminster policies. Oh, it's not cruel Westminster policies though, is it? It's your policy. You're the one taxing people more. You're the one putting the prices up and proposing now a supermarket levy which will put the food prices up even more, driving more people into debt, more people into poverty. So again, more lies, spin and general levels of BS from the young person's role model. He says, I've also worked hard to reset relations with our business community. If by reset them you mean antagonise them, good job. Have you passed over all that rate relief stuff money that you got? No, didn't think so. Private sector employment growth in Scotland last month was higher than any other part of the UK, but coming from a very low base. And it just goes on, and it's just time and time and time again. But, you know, he's full of it. But anyway, this is the bit we want to get to. He says, on a more personal level, I am determined to use my time in office to be a role model. Well, your time is coming to an end, isn't it? You're running out of time. Tick tock, tick tock. He says, I want to show young people from all backgrounds that no job should be off limits to them. Well, no job is off limits, except you're making it off limits by damaging their futures, by decimating education. He says, I want to be a positive role model to young men to counterbalance the negative male role models that are all too pervasive in our society. What, like your brother-in-law? Surely not. Surely not, Humza. He says, I've also been very upfront about talking about my own mental health challenges in the past. Well, we all know you're mental. We all know you're brain dead. We all know there's a little bit of the psychopath about you because you're in the SNP. Don't try and cut that one. And he's going on again. It's more of a privilege. Look at me. It's a privilege. And of course, he's got to get a dig in about Gaza. What a prick, basically. Role model. Role model my arse. Coming up. I told you I wasn't making it up. What planet is he on where he thinks he could ever be a role model to young people? Young people despise him. He's destroyed the lives of young people. He's eradicated all the education. He's taken away their life chances. This guy is an absolute moron. He's failed at everything. Everything. And, of course, he could be complicit, possibly, in the deaths of thousands and thousands of people. And still could be with the cuts being done to social services all across Scotland. And he's a role model. Get the hell out of here. The only model he needs to be is a prisoner, a model prisoner. Anyway, I shall stop there. Thank you very much for watching. Hope you've enjoyed this one. Do hit the subscribe button, ring the bell, leave a like, leave a comment, please share the video, and I will speak to you later. Bye. Role model. G helps us.